Okay, folks, let's get this underway. We should start it, though, I think, by congratulating a new debut race winner of the 2013 Championship year, Chaz Mostert from Wilson Security Racing and DJR. Top three place getters in that race. Pepsi Max, FPR and Ford, Mark Winterbottom in third, second place for Will Davison on an emotional weekend, I know, also for Pepsi Max and Ford, and of course Chaz having a win. Race win early today, Scott McLaughlin as well joining us for the press conference. Chaz, we'll start with you, of course. Mate, fairy tales are made of this.
Oh, tell me about it. Sitting next to these two legends on my left and right here is an unbelievable feeling, and yeah, just so thankful to DJR for giving me a rocket ship and my engineer Adam DeBore, and I'm just really speechless. Sorry about all that, guys.
It's only your fifth race meeting, and the stat prior to this race weekend was that you were 12th in the championship points since Barbagallo to here. You'll be further up than that, but do you pinch yourself sometimes to think that, one, the opportunity came about, and two, it's not just opportunity, it's race wins?
Oh, I'll pinch myself in the morning and make sure it all wasn't a dream today, but yeah, just so thankful to all our sponsors, and yeah, like I said, I'm still lost for words.
I was a bit nervous because at the start, it looked like you had just a momentary bobble, and then you rescued that and went again. At any point did you think, God, did I get that right?
Well, it happened in the previous race as well. It kind of the clutch grabbed and stuff like that, so I just got back out of it. And lucky enough that when I grabbed it again, it was ready to go and released the brake. And lucky enough, Will was on the dirty line with a bit of wet on the inside. And yeah, I didn't think I was going to keep the lead for the first lap. I thought he'd be coming pretty quick, and yeah, it was just very lucky.
Fantastic effort at just 21 years of age. And, of course, you know, Frosty talking about young men, they're only 30-something as well. They're not old at all, but it's good to see some new names up there. Scott, I might just cross to you quickly because you obviously had a fantastic lights to flag victory earlier today. Congratulations on that. Your second one of the year. Coming in third, including the non-championship race. I know that the Grand Prix existed. Coming into the year, you hoped for one podium and a top half finish in the championship. How do you feel now having scored your second championship race win?
Yeah, me and Gary were talking about it. We're top 15, we would have been satisfied, we would have been stoked. But obviously our pace has been awesome this year, and the opportunity's been great. We've had a great car, and I've been able to prove what sort of car we have, and been able to prove to everyone what I can do. So it's just been great. And today, trying to hold off Whincup there at the start and end when he was coming there at me, it was pretty cool. And just something that you work towards your whole life, you get the opportunity and it's about grabbing it, and I think that's what me and Chaz sort of did the last few races.
What about that race? You had the headlights ablaze. You were taking a little bit of time out of Chaz there for a while. I think it got down to just on a second before the tyre failure. Did you know it was coming, that tyre failure?
Yeah, I actually I pinched about 15. I think it was when Sladey went off. I pinched a wheel on the wet line, I think it was, and I didn't think it was too bad, and then it just It was a little vibration, then it wasn't too bad, and then just got worse and worse and worse. And I knew it was coming, but I just kept pushing on, and our car was awesome. I think we set the fastest lap of the race, and but no, big credits to Chaz. He drove well, and he was able to hold it out. But I thought we had something there for him, and it probably would have been a pretty cool race, and pretty cool for V8 Supercars, two young guns going at it. And sort of felt like Dunlop series in a way.
I think it's been pretty cool when you consider you won your first race at Pukekohe in front of a home crowd. Jason Bright won the Jason Richards Memorial Trophy, and of course now Chaz does it for Dick Johnson Racing. Someone's got a damn good script here. Maybe it ends with an FPR win in a championship. Will, been a great weekend for you, but just didn't quite have the speed there. And your start too wasn't probably your best one either. Was it a bit damp on your side of the road?
Yeah, it was probably better than I expected actually. No, actually, because Reynolds was on the wet line behind me, and he got a better one. I managed to hold him out, but. Yeah, it was. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. The inside line wasn't a great spot to start today, but I had nothing for these two guys, so awesome for Chazzy. And yeah, all in all, we had a pole this morning, but just our race pace hasn't been flash at all this weekend. So it was a big improvement from this morning's race. We actually made a pretty drastic change to the front end of the car, and yeah, I actually didn't feel that bad. It just wasn't fast. So anyway, it was all in all from this morning's race, or the first race today. It's an improvement, so I'm a little bewildered at the moment. I don't know where the speed is. The consistency was good. We were coming home reasonably strong, but tough conditions. I sprayed it in that oil early on, but Scott's speed was unreal, so I don't think I would have been able to hold him back. I tried to miss it. I got the call, watched the oil, so I went to the inside under brakes, but then it was right across the apex as well, so it was really hard to spot, and went off. So it was a pretty tricky race from then on. We were all braking down the inside of turn 3 and gradually just moving out to about mid-track at the end to take the ideal line. But it was tough trying to avoid that oil.
Well, very little has changed in the championship points, so you actually haven't lost anything to Jamie Whincup. And the way he was going yesterday, there were probably chance you might have left here actually further behind. So well done on your weekend. Frosty, how long before we can actually go racing at night? It was just about night there then.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Put some lights out.
Didn't want to
there
ask an
and
obvious question. So.
Put some lights out there, and I guess we'll do it. I guess that's a good question, though. Really good, really good.
You'd be happy enough with your weekend, just like the points loss that you potentially may have faced on a weekend without having a race win. The fact that Jamie had dramas in that race keeps it well and truly alive, and clearly your car's much better over a distance, it would appear, certainly. You'd be looking forward to Sandown, Bathurst, and obviously the longer distance races, I'd expect.
Yeah, my car was good. This morning in qualifying, we had braking issues, and around this place you have braking issues. It just costs you. So qualifying the pack, it's not pretty in that 14th position when you're racing blokes. That it is tough in that pack. So you try and stay clean and get away with it. And then that race, then we made changes the same as what Will did to the front end, and again it helped my car as well. So we went down a path we probably shouldn't have this weekend, and ran what we knew. But once you start, you're pretty well committed. So car was good. Scott definitely had really good speed, but and Chazzy in front, that was awesome. It was a good day to really see the young guys come through and show the older or middle-aged, we'll call ourselves, blokes up, and really good to see. So it's about them really today.
Good battle with David Reynolds mid-race. You finally found your way by. A little bit of contact from behind. Was that your doing, getting sideways, or did he just sort of say, remember me?
I don't know. I don't. He probably owes me one, so whatever. We'll just call it even. But kicked it sideways and almost face backwards. But it's hard racing teammates. It's always tough, and you don't want to have contact. And in those conditions, it's really tough to do a lap, let alone try and pass someone. So try and stay clean. But end of the day, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and whether you finished first, second, third, or fourth, it's still a great day for the team. So you try and play that part, and thankfully you got on the podium. But either way, third or fourth, it's still a great job by the team. And Alex was 5th or 6th at one stage, so that's awesome. That's what it's about.
No, great job. Let's just recap the championship points, folks. Jamie Whincup, 1,803. Craig Lowndes, 1,674. Will Davison, 1,592. Mark Winterbottom, 1,561. Fabian Coulthard, 1,493. And yes, Scott, you're still 11th. You would have been 10th if you'd made it home, but you're still 11th. And Chaz, you're still starring, and there's better things to come, I'm sure. Let's have some questions, please.
Chaz, you've won in other categories in the past, and but now this is the big league. What can you describe some of the emotions that you're feeling right now? I know you said you were lost for words before, but this is pretty special.
Yeah, for sure. DJR's had a couple of bad years and stuff like that. So to get a win with those guys is a real pat on all their backs. And for me, it's I really don't know what I'm quite feeling in the moment. I'm probably going to wake up in the morning and go, God, I wish it was still last night, or still feeling as happy as I am right now. And this is what you strive to as a young fella in go-karts. And you think about trying to get to the top of the league and versus the best guys in the country. And a lot of people go, why you want to go over to overseas and race and stuff like that, but I believe we got some of the best drivers in the world here in Australia. So to today to be in front of most of them and win today in front of the best drivers in the world is just an ecstatic feeling, and it's a big pat onto my parents' back and everybody's helped get me here, because it's a pretty hard emotional roller coaster to get here this far, and I just can't thank everybody enough.
Scotty was obviously closing you down pretty, in decent increments there. And he looked like he was going to get you before his tyre failure. Did you honestly think that he was going to mow you down in the end?
Yeah, for sure. I was looking behind Scotty, trying to see the gap he had behind people, so where I could slot in there somewhere. He was coming like a bullet, and a real credit to his team. He did a really good job today, except bad luck with the tyre. And like he said before, touched on, it's like Dunlop Series again, and it's really good that we both got a main game seat, and we're going head to head again. But I thought I was definitely done for with listening 17 laps to go, and the tyres are starting to go away in the rear, and he was just very consistent, and he's come a long way the last couple of years, and it's a real credit to race against him in the same series.
Scott, could you talk about how much of a difference it was to win the second race and the process of when you know that you've done it before?
I just, finishing it off sort of thing. It was a little bit easier, and one sort of at New Zealand as well. You sort of were watching the crowd a little bit too because they're going nuts. But it was a little bit easier. Obviously, I was still trying to look after the tyres and other things, and I was thinking about other stuff that I shouldn't be, but nothing bad. But it's, no, I was. I mean, it was a little bit easier, but it's always hard. Obviously, he's trying to stay in front of Whincup on his home track's pretty tough too. So, but yeah, a lot easier than previous, but also as enjoyable.
Chaz, what were your goals and expectations when you debuted in the car in Perth for this year, and are you going to reassess that now that you've had a win?
I think we kind of flicked this round a little bit kind of thing, but my goal this year is slowly starting to come in more places. I'd really love to be in the top 20 in the championship this year. That's probably my big goal at the moment, but I'd never really thought I'd be well up in the top 5 this year, and that's a massive goal, but I'm just going to keep trying to keep my goals nice and low and keep my smile on. Any day we're in the top 20, I'm pretty happy, but as long as I'm around that top 10, I'm really, really ecstatic.
Happy in the top 20.
Oh, at the moment. Happy being on the podium at the moment.
All right, folks, so we have one last question, or should we let these boys get back to their devices and head to the airport? I think we're done pretty much. Well done, Chaz. Ripper effort. Scott also and the FPR boys all around a fantastic weekend for Ford and also Fujitsu Racing GRM.